Lions News Fan Report. The relentless pursuit of a Super Bowl title. The pursuit of a Super Bowl title by the Detroit Lions has never been more evident than it is now, with the franchise working on every possible aspect to build a championship team. In recent years, the team has shown great potential, especially with the rise of Aiden Hutchinson, but they have also faced some obstacles. The defense, in particular, has been a point of vulnerability, especially when it comes to the defensive line and the lack of consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks. While the offense has evolved over time, the defense has always been the most unstable pillar. The 2024 season was marked by difficulty in generating constant pressure on the quarterback, particularly after Hutchinson's injury, which saw him suffer a fractured tibia and fibula, leading to a loss of rhythm in the defense. Although the Lions tried to cope with this situation by acquiring Zadarius Smith, a veteran presence, he is 32 years old and in the final year of his contract, meaning he won't be a long-term solution. Smith has put up solid performances, but the defense needs more stability and, above all, depth, something the Lions currently lack in the pass rush department. This is where the franchise has focused its efforts to improve the defensive line and take a decisive step toward becoming a long-term contender. Among the possible solutions, one name stands out as the key to the Lions' future defense: Trey Hendrickson. The Cincinnati Bengals pass rusher has been one of the league's best and is currently available via trade. Hendrickson has been a sack machine in recent years, recording an impressive 17.5 sacks in each of the last 2 seasons and leading the NFL in sacks in 2024. These numbers are more than impressive, placing Hendrickson among the most feared names in the league when it comes to pressuring quarterbacks. For the Lions, he represents the missing piece to finally form a defensive line that commands respect, capable of going toe-to-toe with the league's best teams. What makes Hendrickson even more attractive is the fact that he is an elite player but is still available for trade. It seems that negotiations between Hendrickson and the Bengals for a contract extension haven't gone as expected, which led Cincinnati to grant Hendrickson permission to explore other options. This opens a crucial window for the Lions, who know they may have a unique opportunity to acquire an all-pro caliber player if they are willing to invest the necessary draft picks. While negotiations with the Bengals are still in the early stages, it's possible that the Lions are already prepared to make a move. The team needs a player who can transform its defense, and Hendrickson is exactly the type of player who can do that. Pairing him with Hutchinson to form a fearsome pass rush duo would be an intelligent move for Detroit, which is still looking to establish itself as one of the most imposing defenses in the league. The combination of 2 elite pass rushers could give the team a significant advantage in pressuring quarterbacks and make life even more difficult for opposing offenses. Furthermore, acquiring Hendrickson would help protect the team from future injuries, a weak point the Lions have dealt with in recent years, with several key players spending time on the sideline due to injuries. Naturally, in order to secure Hendrickson, the Lions will have to pay a significant price. It is speculated that the Bengals will require at least a second-round pick in the draft, and depending on how negotiations unfold, this could even include a first-round pick, with their third-round pick in 2025 already sent to the New York Jets in the Giovanni Manu trade. The Lions may need to give up a first-round pick to secure the trade, but it could be an investment worth making. While losing a first-round pick is always a tough decision, Hendrickson is an immediate impact player and could be the missing piece to help the Lions finally secure the much-desired Super Bowl title. Additionally, the Lions would need to address Hendrickson's contract, as he would certainly require a substantial extension as an All-Pro player. Hendrickson is expected to seek a contract in excess of $30 million per year, which represents a significant financial commitment for the Lions. However, the reality is that this type of investment is necessary if the Lions want to compete for the long haul. For a team in search of titles, acquiring a player like Hendrickson could be exactly what they need to complete the defense and finally give the team a real chance to be champions of the NFC and consequently win the Super Bowl. By acquiring Hendrickson, the Lions would not only add an elite pass rusher, but also send a clear message to the NFL that they are ready to compete with the best teams in the league. A pass rush duo of Aiden Hutchinson and Trey Hendrickson would be one of the most formidable in the NFL, giving the Lions a defensive line capable of changing the course of any game. Hendrickson's presence would also provide more flexibility to the team. As with 2 elite pass rushers, the team could mitigate the impact of injuries and be better prepared to face teams with strong offensive lines. Furthermore, adding Hendrickson would not only strengthen the pass rush, but also give the Lions a more balanced defense capable of consistently pressuring opposing quarterbacks, and in turn, creating more opportunities for the offense. In a scenario where NFC teams are making moves to reach the Super Bowl, the Lions know that they need to make bold, intelligent moves to stand out. Hendrickson, without a doubt, would be one of those moves. In addition to securing Hendrickson's services, the Lions would need to be strategic in how they structure his contract. Given that Hendrickson is entering the prime of his career, his earning potential is at an all-time high. It's important for the Lions to balance the immediate financial burden with long-term sustainability. A well-structured deal that allows room for future roster improvements while rewarding Hendrickson's elite performance would be key to making this acquisition work. A move for Hendrickson could also signal a shift in the Lions' long-term vision. Historically, the team has struggled to build a consistently dominant defense. But with the addition of a player of Hendrickson's caliber, they could dramatically improve their pass rush and overall defensive scheme. With his leadership and tenacity, the Lions could establish themselves as a legitimate defensive powerhouse in the NFC, which would complement their already strong offensive unit. However, the challenge remains: can the Lions effectively manage their salary cap while making this type of bold move? The team has the potential to attract high-caliber players, but they must avoid jeopardizing their future cap flexibility. If Hendrickson is the final piece needed to push the team over the top, it might be worth the investment. But they must also be mindful of the other key players, who will need to be retained in the coming seasons. While the Lions' offense has made strides in recent years, it's clear that a championship contender must have a balanced roster, including a dominant defense. The addition of Hendrickson would immediately elevate Detroit's defensive line, ensuring they can effectively disrupt opposing quarterbacks and put pressure on high-powered NFC offenses. This kind of aggressive, game-changing defense could be the difference in tight playoff games and, ultimately, in the team's quest for the Super Bowl. While negotiations with the Bengals have not yet materialized, it is clear that the Detroit Lions are doing everything they can to secure the acquisition of Trey Hendrickson. The team has the necessary pieces, the draft picks to make a competitive offer, and the motivation to build a defense capable of facing any opponent on the way to the Super Bowl. If the Lions can close the deal and secure Hendrickson, they will be one step closer to becoming a true force to be reckoned with in the NFC. And you, what do you think about this potential trade? Do you think the Lions should go all in and do whatever it takes to bring Hendrickson to Detroit? Don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this, follow our channel, Lions News. Let's keep tracking the team's movements and updates on this important trade.